Hey everyone, what's up? Happy Hump Day to you. We bring you another Spiced Up Sports Zone here on Cool TV. I am Ben Spicer and I am feeling very old for using the term Hump Day both in public and live on camera. But either way, high school basketball is ramping up. We've had some district matchups take place so far on the schedule this season, early season challenges for some schools in our area, and of course the renewal of rivalry games. And last night, Ashland and Boyd County met for the first time in the regular season. Got another date coming up around February, early February, but they got the chance to fill each other out, and of course another great game in this series. A wonderful crowd on hand at Boyd County Middle School, and in the series it's been kind of one-sided of late. Ashland has now won 13 straight games in the series, with the last win for Boyd County coming in the 2019 64th District Championship game, a 55-53 overtime win. The Tomcats have won 8 of those 13 games by double digits. In Tuesday's latest edition of the rivalry, Ashland showed offensive balance and the ability to overcome their leading scorer, Xander Carter, getting into foul trouble. They also came up big on the defensive end, holding a hot shooting Boyd County team to just 3 of 24 shooting from three-point range. Ashland was led in scoring by Rheyce Deboard, a former Boyd County guard, who scored 19, while Ashland had 5 different players score in double figures. One of those may have been a surprise statistically. Nate Freize came into the game with just 4 total points all season, but was able to score 12 in the first half to give Ashland some cushion. Despite those numbers, if you've watched Freize play, you know he has some game, and it was only a matter of time before it was showcased. But hey, a huge credit to him for getting his role and truly embracing it for Ashland. He was hard to stop on those pick and rolls and in that screen game, which him and Deboard worked well in the first half, and they both spoke about after.
He had really good minutes, you know. I mean, he's one of the best pick and roll dudes probably in the state, you know. I mean, he sets the screen, he's big, and so I mean, you can't guard both of us. You got to pick one of them. So I mean, he was open on almost every cut right there.
Credit honestly to Rheyce Deboard, our point guard. I mean, he is just one of the fastest dudes I've ever played with. I mean, and coming off that ball screen, just sucking in my defender. I mean, it left me open just about every time, and he just made the right read, and I finished him. I mean, so credit to him, honestly.
When I drive, you know, I mean, there's going to be people crashing. You know, I can't just leave me wide open. So when I crash, you know, that three is going to be open, or that crash right there is going to be open from the pick and roll. So I mean, there's a bunch of different options you can pick from. So I mean, it's really good.
For Deboard, it was an unusual homecoming. He knew the environment would be crazy, and it was, but he kept his composure and played one of his best games of the young season.
I knew it was going to be like this, you know. I mean, as soon as I walked in, I knew that the stands was going to be against me. But I mean, that Boyd County team has been my brothers for 3 or 4 years. So I have nothing bad to say against them. They're my brothers from day one. But when it comes on the court, I mean, it's a whole different experience. You know, I got to play with the brothers I have now than the ones I had before.
I think he's a really hard-nosed guy. He's he's just a really good teammate. Like, he's always got everybody's back, and he's going to be that guy who's going to go make like chippy plays that, you know, other people won't make. And I worried about him, you know, keeping his composure tonight because I knew the atmosphere was going to be tough, but he handled it really well, and he showed that he's a really good leader on this team.
It was an impressive defensive performance from Ashland as they were able to slow down Boyd County's three-point shooting, and emphasis from members of the Tomcats team.
We really focused on their great three-point shooting team. I mean, they have been all year. We really focused on, you know, just like taking the three away and, you know, limiting their attempts and their makes, you know, overall to a game throughout the game, which we did really well.
That Boyd County team, I mean, that's how they score. They like transition and threes, so we knew how to stop at least one of them. So, I mean, they went like 3 for, I don't even know. They only had 3 threes, I think. So, I mean, that's a really big part on us. That's good.
A game that had a lot of storylines, obviously, one of those being Ryan Bonner, who is a 2009 Ashland graduate, making his head coaching debut. He's been an assistant with the team for the last couple of years, named interim head coach a couple weeks before the season started, and he had the chance to be a head coach in the Ashland-Boyd County rivalry for the first time ever. We caught up with him after and got his thoughts on what that experience is like and more. We'll hear from him when we return after this short break here on the Spiced Up Sports Zone.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Happy holidays from Clark's Pump and Shop. Stop in this winter weather season and warm up with one of our coffees, hot chocolates, or lattes, custom made just the way you like it. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Welcome back in Spiced Up Sports Zone here on Cool TV. For Ryan Bonnard, a 2009 Blazer High School graduate, he has experienced several different sides of the Ashland Boyd County rivalry. Of course, as a player, as an assistant coach, and last night as head coach for the first time. Afterwards, I got the chance to talk with Coach Bonner about what that was like, coaching in that crazy atmosphere and being able to help lead Ashland to the win.
It was a lot different, I can assure you that, but I'm really proud of our guys because I thought that they did a really good job of executing our game plan. They did exactly what we talked about in the meeting on the whiteboard, what we showed them on film. We had we had one of the best practices we've had all season last night. So we felt really good going into it. Obviously Boyd is a really, really good basketball team. But I thought from a game prep standpoint, translating that from film, from practice to the floor tonight, they were outstanding.
You guys had to overcome a little adversity, with Xander getting into foul trouble early on, I think midway through the first quarter.
Yeah.
What did your team kind of show you to be able to battle back from that and then go on a big run heading into halftime?
Showed me that they can still defend at a high level. And we've got guys that contribute from an offensive standpoint when Xander's out of the game. Kind of like, you hear all the time, that next man up mentality. But they didn't really let that faze them at all. They just continued to grind defensively. And I think because they continued to focus defensively and getting stops, it turned into offense on the other end.
Nate Freize, I felt like, was big in that first half, 12
Huge.
points. What did he do to be effective and contribute?
He was tough around the rim, and he was a bear setting ball screens for Rheyce Deboard, and he's the best screener that we have. And one of the points of emphasis as far as game planning goes was making sure that we set really good screens because we didn't really do a good job of that against GRC on Saturday. I thought we whiffed on a lot of screens. Showed that to him on film, so it was a correctable mistake, and Nate went out there and really put their defense in a bind with his ball screen and roll action. And the way that Rheyce gets downhill off those, we were able to make some plays off that. And Nate did a good job of handling those passes and finishing at the rim.
Obviously an emotional game for Rheyce. I thought he was composed and played some of his best basketball of the season so far.
Very much. We stressed to the guys going into this game how important composure was. I think that is the most important key going into a game like this. I told them the team that sells out on defending in the half court and the team that has the most composure is going to win. And I thought our guys handled that part very well.
Boyd County's obviously a very prolific three-point shooting team. What did you do to kind of take that away and negate that tonight?
Well, when we were in man-to-man, we decided we were going to get up and pressure them and take away their space. And then we zoned predominantly as well, and because of our length, we were able to extend that zone out and take away those catch-and-shoot opportunities. They're a very, very good shooting basketball team. That was my biggest concern going into it. So we preached, the several days leading up to this game. They were averaging 32 attempts from three a game and 10 makes a game. So the analytics tell you that you have to do something to take that away. So they did a good job of executing.
Anything else you want to say?
No, just I'm really happy for our players, and now it's time to focus on what's in front of us, and that's Bracken County Friday night at Bracken. And I told our guys, like, hey, this was a great atmosphere tonight, an adverse atmosphere. Wait till you go up to Bracken County and up in Polar Bear Country on Friday, because you're in for a real treat. So, but no, very happy for our guys.
I did want to compliment Xander Carter and Tristan Davis for their leadership during the game. They showed great composure and kind of spread that all around to their teammates, try to keep everyone calm and level-headed, and you love to see that if you're Coach Bonner and this Ashland team, your scoring leader and your captain having that leadership, especially in a rivalry game like this where things get a little heated at times, to say the least. Well, before we wrap up the show, we're going to take one more quick commercial break, and when we return, we are going to take a look at the young guns in the 16th region. Some 8th graders playing up on varsity that have made an impact for their teams already so far on the year. That's when we return right here to the Spiced Up Sports Zone.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
Welcome back into the Spiced Up Sports Zone. An interesting part about Kentucky high school basketball is middle schoolers can actually play up on the varsity level. We've seen that time and time again from schools across the 16th region, some players playing as young as their 7th grade year. And when you're talented like some of the guys we're going to mention, you can kind of see why getting that varsity experience so young in your career is so crucial to maybe your development and what the future holds. And we've got some young stars across the 16th region in boys basketball that we wanted to highlight as 8th graders playing up on the varsity level. We'll start with Russell's Caleb Rimmer, 5 points per game, 7 rebounds per game in 2 games played for the Red Devils. Had 7 points, 11 rebounds in Russell's most recent game against Augusta. Played in 27 games for Russell a season ago in the 7th grade, averaging 2.8 points per game on 54.1% shooting and 2.4 rebounds a game. A lot of people are high on Rimmer's potential, and it's easy to see why. He already has a solid frame and build to him that will only improve as he continues to get stronger and add more muscle. He doesn't shy away from the physicality of the game. He had a big block against Zach Otis when Russell defeated Bath County. Rheyceland has 2 impact 8th graders, Jonah Arnett being one of them. Through 6 games, Arnett is second for the Rams in scoring with 10.3 points per game. He's taking smart shots, too, as he's shooting over 50% from the floor at 54.8%. He's also a 75% free throw shooter and averaging 3 rebounds a night. Arnett has scored in double figures in 4 of the team's first 6 games this season, but his most impressive game to me so far was against Johnson Central. We posted this video yesterday, but it's so good we need to share it again. Big bucket for Arnett and Rheyceland's win over the Golden Eagles. Rams up 3 with under 3 minutes to play, and Arnett gets the steal and finish at the other end. Huge swing in momentum that led to Rheyceland pulling away and winning by 10. Waller has played in every game for Rheyceland too, Jacob Waller that is, and played an important role. Waller is averaging 4.5 points per game and shooting 43%. He's also a perfect 6 for 6 at the free throw line through those 6 games. The Fairview game had not been published at the time of recording, stats from the Fairview game. So here's to hoping I didn't just jinx him. Speaking of Fairview, how about Mitchell Cox? He had a stellar debut for the Eagles in his first ever varsity game, totaling 13 points in a 66-63 season-opening victory against Greenup County. Cox caught fire in the second half. I believe 11 of those 13 came in the final 2 quarters. While that was Cox's biggest scoring output of the season so far, he's definitely a name to watch at Fairview moving forward. He played with a ton of confidence in that contest against Greenup County, and I'll be interested to see how he continues to develop over the season for the Eagles, as he could be key to how good Fairview's season ends up being. To say Elliott County is a young team would be an understatement. They have 9 middle schoolers on their varsity roster, with 6 being 8th graders. Through 3 games of stats reported, Lake Adkins and Elijah Faulkner are 3rd and 4th on the team respectively in points per game. Starting with Adkins, he's averaging 9.7 points per game and also led Elliott County with 4 boards and outing. Both Adkins and Faulkner have shown they can fill it up from distance, with Adkins hitting 5 threes and Faulkner accounting for 6 through the team's first 3 games. Faulkner's scoring average is not too far behind, right at 9.3 points per game. Elliott County has had a tough start to the season, currently sitting at 0-5 with a trip to Rowan County on the horizon coming up tomorrow night for Coach Greg Adkins. That's a look at some Impact 8th graders that are playing up on the varsity level. If we left anyone out, leave us a comment. We definitely want to spotlight as many kids from across the 16th region and Eastern Kentucky as we can right here on the Spiced Up Sports Zone. Big thanks to everyone for tuning in again on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're watching on the Cool TV YouTube, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button that you see at the bottom of your screen. That way you get notified every time we go live with live coverage of high school basketball and high school sports across Eastern Kentucky and, of course, Spiced Up Sports Zone. We'll be back on Friday as we close out the week. Make sure you join us here 4 p.m. on Cool TV YouTube. Until then, I'm Ben Spicer. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching Spiced Up Sports Zone.